April 12, 1831. British soldiers march across a suspension bridge in Manchester. No storm, no overload, just boots hitting wood in rhythm, then snap. The bridge collapses, 74 men fall. They weren't too heavy, they were too rhythmic. Bridges handle weight easily, this one could have held a crowd standing still. But marching is different. It's repeated force with a beat. Every time boots hit together, the bridge gets a push. If that push lands at the right moment, the bridge sways. First barely noticeable, then more, then more. The structure starts rocking, moving to the exact same beat as the soldiers marching across it. Steel cables and wooden beams are strong, but they're not built to flex back and forth like this, over and over again in the same rhythm. So here's the question. How does rhythm, just timing, turn a small force into something that can destroy a bridge? Picture yourself pushing someone on a swing. You don't need to shove them hard, you just need to push at the right moment, right when they're already swinging back toward you. Each push adds a little more energy. The swing goes higher, you're barely trying, but the motion keeps building. That's resonance. Every object that can bend, wobble, or sway has what's called a natural frequency. That's the rhythm it naturally wants to move at. For example, a bridge might naturally bounce once per second. A wine glass vibrates at a high-pitched hum. A skyscraper sways slowly in the wind at its own natural pace. If you apply force at that exact rhythm, the object's natural frequency, you're not fighting its motion, you're amplifying it. One push might move the swing an inch, 10 pushes in rhythm might move it a foot. 100 pushes, perfectly timed, can build enough motion to snap the chains. The soldiers on that bridge didn't need to jump. They didn't need to run, they just needed to walk in step. The Broughton suspension bridge was a lightweight suspension bridge. Cables, wooden deck, designed to flex a little in the wind. That's normal. Suspension bridges are supposed to move. The problem started the moment the soldiers stepped onto it. They were marching in formation at about 2 steps per second. Standard military pace, nothing unusual, but 2 steps per second was almost exactly the bridge's natural frequency, the rhythm it wanted to bounce at. So every time their boots landed, the bridge was already rebounding upward from the previous step. Instead of damping the motion down, the soldiers were feeding energy into it. With each step, the sway got a little bigger. The cables stretched a little further. The wooden beams bent a little more. The soldiers would have felt it. That uneasy bounce under their feet, getting worse with every step. The whole structure starting to rock side to side, but they kept marching. Because orders are orders. By the time the bridge was swinging a full meter from side to side, the bolts holding the suspension cables were under forces they were never designed to handle. The deck was twisting. The cables were pulling at weird angles. And then one of the main corner supports ripped free. The bridge didn't collapse all at once. It sagged first, then buckled, then dumped the entire battalion into the shallow river below. Dozens were injured. The bridge was completely destroyed. And here's the truly eerie part. If those same 74 soldiers had been walking randomly, out of step, like a normal crowd, the bridge probably would have been perfectly fine. The weight wasn't the problem, the rhythm was. This isn't just an old disaster that happened once, it keeps almost happening. In the year 2000, London opened the Millennium Bridge with huge fanfare, a beautiful modern footbridge across the Thames. Thousands of people walked onto it on opening day. Within 2 minutes, the bridge started swaying so badly that people had to grab the railings just to stay upright. Some people froze in place, terrified. They shut the whole bridge down after just 2 days. The problem? Crowd synchronization. Here's what happened. When the bridge swayed even slightly, people instinctively adjusted their walking to keep their balance. They started stepping in rhythm with the sway without even realizing they were doing it. Suddenly you had hundreds of people unconsciously marching in step. Same problem as 1831. Same amplification effect. Engineers had to retrofit the entire bridge with dampers, basically giant shock absorbers hidden under the deck, that kill the resonance before it can build up. And after the 1831 disaster, militaries around the world quietly added a new rule to their training manuals. When soldiers cross any bridge, they must break step. Walk out of sync. Deliberately mess up the rhythm. But here's where it gets interesting. Engineers discovered they could flip this whole problem backwards. If matching a structure's natural frequency destroys it, then what if you deliberately avoid that frequency? That's exactly what earthquake-proof buildings do. During an earthquake, the ground shakes at certain frequencies. A normal building will resonate with those shakes and amplify the motion, just like the bridge amplified the marching. So modern skyscrapers are designed with massive dampers and flexible bases that shift the building's natural frequency away from typical earthquake frequencies. The building and the earthquake never sync up. No resonance, no amplification. For example, the Taipei 101 tower has a giant 660-ton steel ball hanging inside it. When the building starts to sway, the ball swings in the opposite direction, breaking the rhythm before it builds. Same physics as the bridge, just used in reverse. Resonance is invisible until suddenly it's not, the bridge isn't weaker, the soldiers aren't heavier. The rhythm just finds the one frequency where every step adds up instead of canceling out. Push a swing at the wrong time and you're wasting energy. Push it at the exact right time and you barely have to try. Same bridge, same soldiers, different timing. Completely different outcome. That's why armies break step when they cross bridges, and why engineers obsess over natural frequencies when they design anything that can move. Because rhythm, it turns out, can be way more dangerous than weight.